This is what gives you the ability to display and sell your art.
Exacto.
Cuba is an island full of color and filled with artists. There's art in both beautiful galleries and along its gritty streets.
There appears to be art everywhere, and there are likely more artists here per capita than anywhere else on the planet. The society celebrates artists, and the government invests in artists. But here, the state designates whether you're an artist or not. And if you don't make the cut, it will cost you.
Nice to see you, man. Nice to meet you. I'm so looking forward to this.
Okay, welcome to the studio.
Then I would cry.
I've connected with the social entrepreneur who could tell me what it's like to create art outside the system. Samuel Riera is an official artist, but he's dedicated himself to supporting those shut out by the state and society.
Bueno, mi nombre es Samuel Riera, soy artista y entonces tengo este estudio que se llama Riera Studio y a la misma vez estoy dirigiendo un proyecto que se llama Project Cuba. Cuba tiene una construcción de tipo social en todo espectro y entonces yo soy un artista graduado de la Academia de Arte, por tanto al ser graduado de la Academia de Arte automáticamente me convierto en parte de la oficialidad artística. El registro me da un carnet, ese carnet me permite, me autoriza a yo poder vender mi obra, etcétera, etcétera, y todos los mecanismos burocráticos que entran ahí.
To me, this is such a foreign concept that the government can determine whether you can be a working artist or not. Even though Samuel has all the insider benefits, he became discontent with others being left out. So he put his career on hold to dedicate himself to finding and helping outsider artists.
Hace 5 años comenzamos este proyecto que de alguna manera sí trabaja con un grupo social vulnerable, un grupo social de personas que en algunos casos padecen algún tipo de enfermedad mental, pero que desarrollan un arte extraordinario.
Samuel's managed an impressive workaround. He's turned his own home into a studio in order to curate their work. Now their art can be seen and sold outside the state gallery system. He sacrificed his own career and home to make this happen. But this doesn't seem to faze him. He tells me he's learned so much from the artists he works with.
Bueno, nos encontramos delante de la obra de Damián Valdés-Dila, es un artista muy especial para nosotros que desarrolla una obra que está relacionada al mundo de las ciudades. Damián desde pequeño, desde muy pequeño, desarrolló un terror nocturno que generó después una enfermedad de tipo esquizofrenia, pero que hoy lo desarrolla de una forma importante directamente en este trabajo.
Samuel invites me to meet some of these outsider artists. I'm really excited to meet Damien. Samuel tells me that Damien's been drawing for only a few years. He gave him a pen when Damien couldn't find any sculpting materials. I asked Damien if he's visited any of the cities he draws.
De hecho, yo he estado en unas ciudades. Son formas que me gusta que existiesen, ¿me entiendes? Formas de estructura de edificación que me gustaría que existiesen. Me las imagino esto haciendo por aquí, esta ciudad por allá.
For good reason, Damien's work is gaining acclaim. I'm curious how Samuel's help has made a difference.
A mí me ha ayudado muchísimo de todo tipo de formas, de orientación, de cómo trabajar un tipo de técnica específica que no conocía, por ejemplo, esta técnica de bolígrafo yo no la conocía.
What's so cool about Damien is he creates each one of those pieces in about an hour and a half. It just comes from his brain. And this is a man who hasn't been exposed to all these other places that he visualizes. That's a creativity that never would have been discovered if it weren't for Samuel. He gave him a pen and paper because he couldn't get sculpting materials and said, here, draw. And his talent came out. Samuel says that he discovers these incredible artists, such as Damien, often by talking with people in the community. Sometimes families don't even realize that their sons, daughters, or spouses are true artists. These artists go from being a burden to their family to sometimes being the top earner. Samuel tells me he's got another extraordinary artist he'd like me to meet. So we traveled to the outskirts of Havana to meet Gallo. Gallo's garden and home is his gallery. Everywhere you look, there's art. Gallo tells me he never buys materials. He simply uses what people give him. He became an artist when most people were retiring from their careers.
He'd been a barber before the revolution. His shop was a hub for plotting and planning, so when Fidel Castro came to power, Gallo tells me that his life took a surprising turn.
Me dijeron, ya no eres barbero, ahora eres diplomático.
Gallo says that his true calling is to be an artist, and he seems not to care whether the government calls him one or not.
Yo creo que siempre he sido artista, porque mi mamá me tuvo a los 50 años. Es decir, que los genes que me portaron tienen que haber tenido mucho de arte. El arte me ha enseñado a soñar. ¿Verdad? La realidad que vivimos, eso es cierto, que hay dificultad, que hay escasez. Pero cuando no hay una cosa, se hace otra. Lo que sí no debe hacer uno es cruzarse de brazos. Hacer algo. Merecer la vida.
No matter whether Gallo has an official card designating him as an artist or not, he's one of the most creative people I've met. And I find out he's courageous as well. Right before I leave, I find out about a rumor that he had been instrumental in helping stop the Bay of Pigs invasion. These outsider artists continue to be filled with one surprise after another.
In a lot of places, artists are outsiders because of society. Here you have the constraints of the state. That makes Samuel want to work harder. He wants to seek out and fight for these artists because he knows they have something to express, and something that Cuba shouldn't miss out on.
And just as Cuba needs these outsider artists, we in America need voices from the outside. Perhaps these scrappy, creative, and caring Cuban artists have something important to say to us, too.
Gallo retrato para Tamara Paz, con las gracias por la visita. Yo.